Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new year, the first live of the year. Well, I mean, technically, New Year's Eve, we went into the new year with but the first wake up and walk on, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. For now, we're still at a hotel. If you can't tell, it hasn't gone as planned in so many ways.
There's like a whole thing coming for that, but for legal purposes, we're gonna have to keep it quiet for right now.
Yeah, you guys will hear all about it once we are able to get it going. But for now, we're just, we're here. We're at, a great hotel. This place has actually honored everything with us, and it's been really good. Again, you guys will find out what hotel later on, but for legal and all different purposes, we won't say now.
Yeah.
But
so right now we're traveling Montecito.
Yep.
It's like I know we said that we were going to be doing more, but
once we get things settled, we will. It'll be back to.
Yeah. But we have a good one that I've been wanting to work on for like a week.
Yeah, this one we've been in the making of doing for a while. I'm so glad that we got to tonight.
I don't know how brief LongWalker is on the subject because he's been kind of running back and forth and doing a bunch of stuff.
I know some stuff about it, and I've seen some of the stupid stuff going on about it.
Yeah, so the rest of the nation knows what we're talking about. It's the senseless, quote unquote, shooting of Renee Good.
Yes.
Who was supposedly a mother of three and supposedly very, sweet and mild mannered and all of this.
And you won't want to miss some of the information that we found out.
Yeah, it's interesting, very interesting. I just found something out like either today or last night or something.
Yes. We've got a couple good people to go over. We got Matt Walsh. We've got Amir Odin. They've talked about this. We're going to go over some of their stuff. I don't know who else thought about and put in.
I think that's pretty much it because we were just going to kind of discuss it.
Yeah, that's the big thing. We will be discussing a lot.
Most of it you can go anywhere on the internet and find whatever
yes.
you're looking for, whether it's news groups or content creators or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty well out there, but I was going to make a video of our own because I found some interesting footage that I haven't seen from anybody else yet. But otherwise, it's all pretty much the same. And like my main question is where is the wife's
video footage?
She was right there, front and center.
And it hasn't been shown at all.
So if it must be self-incriminating because if it was something that was proving their innocence, that shit would be blasted all over the place.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing. That's all that you need to take away from that.
And finally, I heard tonight what people were talking about with her screaming at Renee saying, "Drive, baby, drive," and the pitch and the tone that she had. And it's like, no wonder.
Yeah.
She was reacting out of fight or flight mode.
Yeah, she was.
She just floored it. It wasn't that, I don't believe that she did it maliciously. I think she was just reacting.
Yes, I do too.
And I know the ICE agent was reacting.
Yeah, he, as we've talked about, he never should have been put back on duty.
Right.
At the point that he was at, he had already had a scare before this happened.
Only like a month ago.
That he was dragged.
Yeah, like he was dragged like for several city blocks.
Don't start.
You can start this right now. Sorry, baby. He was dragged for several city blocks and ended up like in intensive care and everything.
Yes.
And from what I understand, he did suffer internal injuries and internal bleeding with this hit alone.
Yes, he did.
And that's new. I didn't find that out until just a couple hours ago.
Exactly. I saw that too. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he was clipped a little bit harder than people are saying.
Oh yeah, he was. I mean, to cause that type of thing, yes. Oh. Sorry, we got a puppy here that doesn't know the rules yet.
He's trying to find that.
That squeaky ball. He wants to go squeaky, 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 squeaky.
Oh my god.
Squeaky, squeaky. He thinks he's a lap dog. That's the problem.
There you go. Say it to them.
Say hi to the camera.
And that's the other thing too is did you know there was a dog in the car too?
I didn't.
Yeah, there was a dog in the car, and it's okay. I guess everything's okay.
Well, that's good.
See, my heart goes out to the children.
Yes, for sure.
Particularly the one because he lost his father just 2 years ago, or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And now he lost his mother too, and so he only has the wife, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And I do want to clear some things up. There's been a couple things going around that shows like this rap sheet that Renee had, and that's not true. She didn't have a rap sheet. She only had a couple of like parking tickets or something. She had a clean record. because there is a thing going around saying, "Oh, this is your hero," and it has like all these like crimes that she's committed, but that's not true.
They're probably doing that because of the predecessor to this one, which is the George Floyd thing.
Right.
He did have a rap sheet.
Right.
And he was doped up beyond belief.
The other thing that I also want to clear up is there's another thing going around talking about how her wife made them lose custody of the other two children because she was putting cigarettes out on them. That too is also unfounded.
So
I don't know why people have to do that. It's bad enough as it is. I don't know why they have to go and make it look worse.
Because that's what they do for everything.
And it's like I dug deep on that stuff. I went and I like searched public records and stuff, and there's like nothing. And I checked with other people that they did the same thing. There was PIs and everything, ex-PIs, and they're like, no, she does not have a record. That stuff's not true. That's unfounded. Yeah, see?
So make sure you do your research, ladies and gentlemen, before you start believing internet stories.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things that you should never do. We live in a day and age where the internet's so readily available that why just go off of what other people say? Do your own research. Really dig.
Yeah, there's no excuse for ignorance in this day and age and knowledge. Oh, and the third thing, there is a picture floating around with her supposedly mocking Charlie Kirk to death. She has like the fingers to the throat and everything. You can very, very clearly see that it's photoshopped.
Okay.
It's the same picture that they've been using all over the place, and that's that head put on somebody else's body. I think it was that one Mexican lady or something that was doing it at a protest or something. So those three things are not true. And
there you have it. You heard it from here.
It's really dumb that people try to add fuel to the flames by doing that kind of crap. So, I guess
that clears those things up pretty much right away.
And then on the officer side, he is in fact married to an immigrant. She's a Filipino immigrant. There's a bunch of people going around saying, "Oh, well, they're not allowed to divorce. They're really submissive to their husbands, and they can be abused and all this, and they're not allowed to divorce." I want to know where they're getting that information because I personally know like 5 of them that have divorced real quick when they got over here. So that's not true. So like just trying to paint her as being like this meek, abused woman that's married to this god-awful ICE agent, that's also not true. So, or at least it's unfounded. I can't say that it's true or not, but it's unfounded. There's like
there's no evidence.
There's no evidence to back that up.
Yes.
And so, and they're also saying that she's a pathetic woman for putting up with an ICE agent that would deport her own kind in a heartbeat. I'm like, well, only if she's illegal.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So I guess I think that's pretty much
up to speed.
There's one other point that I want to talk about toward the end or the middle. It's what I talked about today about her looking normal.
Yes.
But let's take a look at what everybody else has to say first.
Alrighty, let's see what we got.
You're licking the carpet.
Let's get the share screen going.
Why does he do this?
I don't know.
I haven't seen any of these, so I saw a little bit of Matt Walker's.
Okay, I'm gonna mute us. Okay. This one here, right? It's been so long.
Out of Minneapolis. We're talking to someone on the left, then they're saying that ICE killed a legal observer and that it was clear as day murder. And if you're talking to someone on the right, well, they're saying that it was self-defense and that the woman was trying to kill the ICE officer. Well, I'm not even going to waste your time. Let's see for ourselves with the real footage and slow it down and see exactly what happens. If you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe and let's just get right into this case. All right, here we have the footage of where it all went down, where Renee Good is driving the car and the ICE agent. There's 2 ICE agents. There's one grabbing the door handle, and then there's another one in front of the vehicle. It's apparent that Renee is leading this effort to interrupt ICE's efforts in doing a raid, looking for people, checking on identification. They're doing their job. Renee's coming in, and she's interrupting that, and she's in the roadway, and they're screaming at her, in their gear, telling her to, hey, stop, get out the car, get out the car. Renee's not doing that. She's not getting out the car. She's not complying with the officers, and she goes and proceeds to leave. Now, when we're looking at this footage, you see the cop. Now she's interacting with the cop. The cop has a door handle on there. It's like, hey, you need to get out this car now. Off the bat, I would have just gotten out the car. I think I advise everybody, even the ACLU, we'll get into them later. People who put on protests like these, they advise people to comply with the officers. So I would have just gotten out the car. I wouldn't resist it. I wouldn't fall with the officer. It never ends well because more often than not, these officers are putting their lives in danger and they do die all the time out on the field while they're working. We've seen the clips of them throwing rocks at ICE cars. It's a very hard job for the officers. So I would have complied off the bat. So now you're putting the car in reverse. Now you're trying to flee. Okay, you see the cop like right in front of the car. You see it's in front. If we're going to look at this wheel, you see boom, right there, the wheel's spinning. If I'm standing in front of the car, I can hear the engine rev and I can see and I can hear those tires spinning. Off the bat, we're going back and forth here right now, you guys. You can see, boom, the wheels are spinning and you see the cop go to grab his gun because these cops are dealing with dangerous stuff and that is a weapon. That car, if you're going to drive towards a cop, you're using that car.
All right, I just wanted to add in that, as he said, these cops deal with stuff all the time. It's very dangerous. Not only that, these guys are trained to shoot and ask questions later.
Yeah, that's the issue. Is everybody keeps misconstruing the fact that they're just law enforcement.
They're not.
They can't do this. They can't do that. They're not. They're federal law enforcement. Okay,
Yeah.
This is like SWAT team. This is CIA. This is like special elitist force. That they're not trained to de-escalate. They're trained to eliminate.
Yeah, they're trained to go in and just do.
Yeah, it's like this is not your average freaking cop of your town. This is
the cops
much
did.
more than that.
If a cop did this, then yes, there would be more issues.
Right.
Because a cop is supposed to de-escalate first.
Right. These guys
and
are
then
not
go on.
trained for that. It's
No.
a totally different type of training. It's like, I mean, I just want to throw in there. She's a mother of a 6-year-old. Okay.
Why?
Her first and foremost duty should have been to just be home and not be a damn crusader in the streets.
Yeah.
It's like be home and be a champion for your child and not be out there trying to protect Somali immigrants that, apparently the guy that is in question here, he was like a child rapist. And they were trying to impede this whole investigation.
Because all they're trying to do is these people, obviously, I'm assuming that she's a paid protester.
They say that her and her spouse were at least paid agitators.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. That is what they're sent to do. They're just sent to go and make ICE look bad.
Right.
Now, ICE isn't going to screw around with this. And they haven't for a long time, and they're still not going to. So these people knowingly take their own lives into their own hands.
Yeah, the part of the Matt Walsh that I have clipped for you, that's literally what it goes over, and he's talking about how most of them are women, and it's like they're following them around.
Yeah.
And one ICE agent comes right up to the woman's car and he's like, "You're allowed to videotape. I understand what you're doing." He's like, "But if you keep following us and you keep doing what you're doing," he's like, "we are going to pull you out and we're going to arrest you." But he was like super chill about it.
Yeah, that's good. Because
Because
they have nothing against videotaping.
right.
Because it's like, okay, get the evidence.
They've got immunity anyway.
Well, yeah, and it's like if something does happen, then it's just even more evidence for them.
Right, exactly.
Like we said, they're not there to de-escalate the situation.
No, it's to neutralize the
Yeah.
situation,
Especially when they're going and dealing with pedophiles and everything
Right.
else. These guys are seriously high-risk people.
Right. I mean, you've seen them open fire on people.
Yes.
Somebody was kind of trying to equate this to the Waco situation, and I'm like, this is not at all like
Nowhere
a Waco
near.
situation.
Nowhere near.
That bothers the crap out of me because that was somebody's property, that was their religious right, that was their freedom and everything. They went to their place and did this shit.
Yeah, that one was not right.
No.
By any means.
Mm-mm. They opened fire on women, children, and everything else.
Yeah. You don't need to do that.
No.
But again, federal agents.
Right. But it's like, that's where I draw the line. It's like, if it's on your land with your rights, and then I'll be in it. But like going out there and getting in Caesar's
their
world.
space.
Yeah. No, you're asking for trouble.
They deal every day. I was saying they deal every day with deadly situations.
Yeah. These people that they're getting, they're willing to die because
Yeah.
they have nothing to go back to. They know what's going to happen to them when they go back.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I said, I mean, like, okay, again, like sounding like lazy. Allegedly, it was a he was a child rapist, but I've seen that from multiple sources, including the news feeds. So
I don't doubt it.
That's why she died. She died for somebody who would have like pretty much raped her own son.
Yeah.
She died for that instead of being there for him when he came home from school.
Exactly.
And that kills me to know that he went to school that day, like any other normal day, and had to be told at the end of the day why mom's not there.
Yeah.
You know, that just, after he already
lost
his father.
Because mom was stupid.
Yeah.
And went along with whatever this charade is.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm a right fighter, but only when it comes to something that's going to personally involve me and my family. You know, like, absolutely not. I can't understand why they were there.
I don't either.
And, yeah, we'll talk about more of that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Car as a weapon, and the cop is within every single right to act in self-defense. So we keep going. Pop, then she, passes away and drives and hits another car. That's the footage. And it's very interesting because I feel like this is one of the first times it was Floyd and there was so much more that went into George Floyd's case. But this case specifically, it is interesting seeing the sheer amount of people that are like, look at the footage. Like, I feel like we're all saying, look at the footage, but we're all seeing different things. But I'm talking to my friends on the left, they're saying, well, she was just trying to leave. That cop had no business shooting her. Like, that's a little aggressive. Should have shot a tire. Should have did this. Should have did that. Hindsight's 2020. There's a lot of should have did this. We're slowing this down, but this is all within the split of a second. And we see those tires spinning. We see her about to drive away with the cop in the car. We see her going towards the officer, pulls out the gun. Like, I don't know. And I'm someone that's an avid body cam watcher. I love like the Code Blue cams, Midwest Safety, EWU body cam, like so much. This happens on the day-to-day basis. People are like, oh my gosh, why were their guns drawn? Look at high-speed chases. Like, when there's a high-speed chase, they always have their guns drawn. A gun drawn doesn't always equal being shot and killed. When you're driving towards the ICE agent and they're fearing for their lives, you get dealt with. And people are like, oh my gosh, they killed an innocent civilian and this could have been us. You can't compare us just because we're citizens. Because I would not be in that situation. The times where I have been pulled over, I turn on all the lights, I run on the windows. If they ask me to do something, I keep it cordial with them. If they're like, hey, I need you to get your registration, this and that, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna reach my glove compartment. There's nothing there. Am I good? Like, are we cool? Like, you're not gonna pop off? Yeah, we good. I did my business. You gotta act chill, but when you over here agitating the area, you're interrupting them doing their job, and that's even besides the point. If we're just looking directly at this video, you can't do that. When I saw this footage when it first happened, I was just like, okay. But now I'm seeing the outrage. I'm like, oh, okay, everybody's using this woman's death. They're using this moment to create more division with ICE. When it's very clear as day, if you simply obey orders, not drive towards an op, you would be alive. That's not hateful. That's not mean. That's not inconsiderate. That's just the truth of the matter. We would not be in a situation today had she just complied. And that is the case for a lot of people out there. In a lot of the cases where we see someone pass away, they're not complying. And if you're in a situation where you're not doing anything wrong and you're innocent, then there's no reason to fight back if you're completely innocent in this day and age of social media and paper trails. Like the cops aren't going to get away with much.
Okay, I just had to stop there too because I do not necessarily agree with Amir on that whole thing. They do get away with a lot more. They get immunity.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that can be done, but I do agree for the most part. I mean, you should at least be complying to the standard.
At least cover your own ass.
Yeah.
You know, if you have the moral high ground, at least you say, I did what I was supposed to do.
Exactly. You know? That's just it. That's what you have to look at. And don't agitate them. Like you said, look at, if it's just a normal cop and you're just, using your rights and saying, it's a not a stop an ID state. And they're like, I want to see your license. You're like, no, I'm sorry. You don't have the right to. That's one thing.
You just have to use discernment.
Yes.
you know, we had an incident here in California, which is not a stop and ID state, and we were walking and we got stopped by these cops because they thought there was a suspicious situation with with our infant son. I guess somebody thought that he was being kidnapped or something, and so they like were questioning us about this. And it ran through my mind because we've had incidents before, and it was like my rebellious side was like, no, this is not a stop and ID state. You don't have the right to do this. But I weighted against the fact that, well, how much longer is this going to take, and is it going to stop me from getting back to our sons any longer? You know, like, is it going to keep us any longer? So we complied.
We complied, did everything, and they had us off within. I mean, it still took a while.
Like half an hour, but you know, like you know, we were just cool with them, and you know, they were cool with us.
They never had any issue with us. It was just
you know, and that way it was like, but you have to weigh it. You know, it's like you have discernment, so it's like. In a different situation for a different thing, I might have been like, oh, hell no, you know, you don't have the right to do that. But in this situation, it was like, what's going to get me what I want and what I need faster?
Yes.
And we went with that. So it's like.
We had the puppy with us.
Right. It's like just use discernment, you know, and like, you know, be wary, you know, and be knowledgeable of your rights. But don't like make their freaking life harder either, because you will, you know. And it's like we see with these people with the body cam things all the time, like the ones that steal from Walmart or whatever. And it's like, instead, if they were in the right, it's like you just go with it then. Go with it. If you are absolutely innocent and you have the ways to prove it, then freaking go with it. And let them take you to jail, you know, and then you get to talk to the judge, and then, you know, maybe you have a case against the cops for that.
Exactly.
You know? But no, they sit there and they throw a whole freaking big deal about it.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
They escalate the hell out of it. And
those are the guilty ones.
What cracks me up is they'll be in the car in cuffs and still saying, "Oh, please just let me go." And it's like, "Oh yeah, they're just gonna be like, okay, you know what, you're right." I'm just like, "You're in the car. You're not going. You're not going anywhere now. You know, the only place you're going is jail. So,
you're done. You're in that car. You're handcuffed. You're done."
Another thing that.
Well, no, I can't say that because they do detain people that way too.
Well, that's true. We've both been there, but it's like, but still, like, you know, no, it's like
for the most part, you're done.
Especially if you're yelling in.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there was this alt national parks page that I follow, and they're a bunch of leftists and everything. That
was me. It's water.
Okay, they were. It was a group of them that were at a protest. And I think they said they were Minneapolis, is where you're going to see a bunch of this stuff from.
Yeah.
But this is their experience, okay? They had their windows broken. They got pepper sprayed. They said they weren't, quote unquote, doing anything wrong. But why? I mean,
those are my favorite ones.
Yeah. Like, how do we really know? Anyway, long story short, they were detained and taken to one of the camps. I don't know what you want to call it. Detaination camps.
Yeah.
And this is what they were saying. They were saying they like literally admitted it. They said, well, there was a bunch of people and they were like 8 to a cell and they were really scared, and they were shoving people onto trucks and taking them over to the plane so that they could be flown out of here. But that's not a concentration camp, is it? They were sending them home where they freaking belong.
Yep.
And they had a special section for the U.S. citizens, and that's where this person went. And he was held for an entire 8 hours.
Wow.
Oh, a whole 8 hours. And they didn't. He's a vegan, and they did not have vegan alternatives for food. Number one, do you have to eat in 8 hours? Do you absolutely have to eat?
No.
You know, they said all they had was turkey sandwiches, fruit with gelatin, and granola bars with honey. And out of pure hunger, I had to eat a granola bar with honey, and they had no vegan options. I'm like losing my mind. I'm like, you guys, you can't even go on a hunger strike for 8 hours.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, seriously? That's what they had to say. And it's like, we were held for 8 hours. It's like, that is nothing. That's not even a work day.
I know.
Are you kidding me?
I mean,
like, you should be so lucky.
It is sad that a lot of people cannot go that long without eating. I've gone a long time. I've gone a couple of days before that without really eating. You know, you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
At a point, you just forget about it.
Oh, yeah. Like, I used to fast 3 days regularly, you know, and it's like, even still, I'll go a good deal of time without eating, even though breastfeeding. It's like, especially when I'm stressed.
Exactly.
You know, like, there's no way, but it's like, seriously, it's like, And to me, when I heard turkey sandwiches, I mean, it's like
That sounds good.
that was actually really good because a lot of the people that they're detaining are Muslim. They can't have pork. At least
Yeah.
they're not shoving that down their freaking
Exactly.
throat, you know, I'm like, that's pretty good. Turkey sandwich is pretty good.
Yeah.
Fruit and granola bars with honey. I mean, that shit's good. You know?
Yeah, it is.
It brought me back to the time that I spent 16 hours in the ER.
Oh my God, yeah.
When I first found out about Tristan.
Yeah.
And I was like 16 hours. I was there double the time. I didn't eat a damn thing when I was there. Uh-oh. And
the little one has arisen.
You know, like, I mean, to me, that was worse than a concentration camp. And it's
Yeah.
like, that was really rough. And that was double the time.
Exactly.
And these people couldn't even go 8 hours.
I know.
You know, like, I don't know. They're so soft.
They are. They are. I know.
Like, if you're going to be out there protesting for your little comrades and stuff, you better be willing to stick it out with them.
Yes.
You know, like if you're righteous in your cause, then yeah, go for it. You know, but
exactly.
They can't even go 8 hours without a goddamn fucking granola bar, and they had no vegan options.
Oh my God.
I want to go deal with him.
Yeah, you gotta go check on him. I don't want him sitting up.
They're really not. And if you just comply, you listen to orders, you will be okay. Now let's hear what an eyewitness had to say about this that was actually there.
Some whistles going on out front, so I came downstairs to see what was going on. Wasn't even dressed. And there was a car, the Honda Pilot that's crashed over there now. There was a car blocking the 2 lanes of Portland traffic. And the ICE agents got out and they were saying, get out of here, get out of here. And she was what looked like trying to turn around. And the ICE agent was in front of her car, and he pulled out a gun and put it right in, like, his midriff was on her bumper, and he reached across the hood of the car and shot her in the face.
So she's saying she saw, from her point of view, the cop actually hit, like, touching the bumper. That's interesting. Again, the angle that we have, and I saw the other angle too, like from further away. I didn't like that one because it is so far away. But people are saying that the cop actually made contact with the car. I don't know, but off of the 1 foot video that we have, you guys, it's clear as day. It is. And I say it's clear as day, but we're all referring to the same footage, but even it's still split, which is interesting to me because if you remove emotion out of this, if you remove your hatred for ICE, if you remove all of that and look at it for what it is, if you just comply, you'd be fine. If you not drive your vehicle towards the officer, you'll be fine. Let's continue with what this woman has to say.
It's like 3-4 times. And then she must have just stepped on the gas. She stepped on the gas immediately, maybe got like 100 feet or so, and ran into the telephone pole and some cars, and then was slumped over in her car. And you could see she was probably gone. And there was a medic. There was a neighbor who's a physician who was yelling, "Can I please check the pulse?" There was no first responders. There were 0 first responders. They left her in her car, slumped over for 10-15 minutes, blocking us all.
And I did see that footage of that physician. He was out there, he was like yelling at the cops, "Oh, I need to check her pulse." And they're like, no, get away. It's a crime scene. Like get away. They should have let the medic go. At least take a little peep. I get them trying to swell tensions, but that would have been an okay thing in my book to do. It's okay. If she's gone, but at least check the pulse, something, not just leave her slumped over.
Eventually EMS got here and they wouldn't let the bus in. So it was just the EMS workers, and they checked her out for a second, maybe 5 minutes or so, and then carried her out, no stretcher or anything, carried her out like a sack of fucking potatoes.
Can you describe a little bit about what this woman looked like? Was there anyone else in the car with her? Did you know if she was the target?
I don't know if she was a target. They clearly wanted her out of there because she was the main car leading the protest, is my understanding. I talked to another guy who was driving behind her, but she was very successful in blocking traffic. She was doing what she was set out to do.
So sad. I feel bad for these people that are programmed, rest in peace, but are literally programmed to hate ICE, hate these police officers doing their job, hate these ICE raids, try to block the people. And we'll touch on this more later, but as we move through this video, I want us to keep in mind 2 things. One, why are these immigrants here in the first place? The illegal immigrants that ICE is wanting them out. Let's break it all the way down to the why are they here. On one side, you have a bunch of people saying down to America, F ICE, F the feds. America sucks. They're waving the Mexico flag. Why are you here? If it's that bad and you're waving the flag of Mexico, then why are you literally here if it's that bad? But two, clearly you're fighting and you're protesting to stay here so bad. There is a major difference between America and your home country. And that main difference is how America stands on business, and we take our law and order seriously for the most part. We take it seriously, and you respect that, because in your own home country, you're dealing with the cartel, you're dealing with lawlessness. It's just chaos. There's no law and order. That's why you're fleeing your home country and coming here to America for a better opportunity. But the only reason we have these opportunities available to us is because we deal with criminals, we deal with illegal people. It's very interesting. And what's also interesting is how everyone is spinning the story, especially with the media. It's like we're seeing that the left is like, oh my gosh, this is murder, this is not self-defense. And the right is like, this is self-defense. There's so much going on. And with over 500 total news sources reporting on this story, it can be a lot. It's a little overbearing, information overload, but that's exactly why I love using today's sponsor, Ground News. Ground News is a website and mobile app that makes reading the news way easier and honestly empowering, since it helps you see the full picture of what's going on. Every day they're taking in all the different news articles from around the world. This shooting, there's been a lot of different politicians and political commentators stating that Renee, the woman that has passed away, was just a legal observer and she was very innocent, American citizen, and she was not in the wrong. Okay, well, if you're going to say she's a legal observer, let's look at what the term legal observer is, and per the ACLU, what they advise a legal observer to not do. Let's go through each bullet point. Don't chant, carry signs, or otherwise participate in the activities. The purpose of your presence is to be a neutral observer and therefore a more credible witness if a case arises from the protest. Renee, rest in peace. We're just going through, they're calling her a legal observer. This is a legal observer, what not to do per these institutions. Otherwise participate in the activities. She's definitely participating and apparently leading an activity. Next one. You are not a peacekeeper. Do not become involved in arguments about the law with law enforcement. That clearly was happening. Remember, you're only there to observe. You're supposed to be standing on the side, peeping everything, being respectful, and that's not what she was doing. Next one. Do not interfere with an arrest. You could be arrested for interfering. What was she doing with her vehicle? Interfering. I'm reading their handbook. I'm reading from the ACLU, legal observers don'ts. Next one. Your observations won't do any good if you are in jail, and it will affect your credibility as a witness. Take all necessary steps you can to try to avoid being arrested. That doesn't mean put your car in reverse and flee away. That means comply with the officer in anything that they're requesting you to do. Next one. Dispersed when asked, do not argue with the police. She argued with the police. They were yelling at her, get out your car, get out your car, get out your car. She wasn't doing that. And they say, stop, stop, stop. She put that in reverse, put it in drive, and went off. And now we see what happened. Renee, rest in peace, was not a legal observer. And I don't understand how they think this is going to uphold in the law. To me, it's clear as day. Clear as day. I think there's no argument to be had. Obviously, it can go to court and they can look at it, but the tire was spinning, the cops right in front. Danger. I don't know what else to tell you. Nobody's illegal on stolen land. This goes back to what I was saying before with why are these people here in the first place? There is such thing as conquering land. There is such thing as taking over an area like they would do all the time themselves. This idea about stolen land, it needs to go. It needs to go. Because at the bare minimum, ask yourself, ask any leftist that you know, anybody that you know, it doesn't matter. The question that I always go back to, why are you here? Why are you here in America? Break it down, break it real down. Why are you here in America and not Mexico, not Nicaragua, not Honduras, not Cuba, not Venezuela? Like, why are you here? You are here because there are certain opportunities that you can take advantage of here in America. You have these opportunities because there are protections, there are guardrails, there's police, there's law and order to ensure a just and right and pure society so you can go out and become and do what you're trying to do. And you can't do that in your home country for the most part because of the corruption, because people don't obey laws, because of cartels. For the most part, we don't have that here. That's why you're here in the first place. You can wave the Mexico flag all you want. You can say F ICE all you want. You can protest in the streets all you want. But at the end of the day, you're doing that here in America for a reason and not somewhere else. One, because you can. Because you can. And two, you're here because of the opportunities afforded to you to take advantage of and become and prosper and be the best version of yourself that you can be in this country that anybody can. And the only reason we have that capability is because of the law and order. And there is such thing as an illegal citizen. Keyword illegal. You're not supposed to be here in the first place. Come here the legal way. You come here the legal way, it's fine and dandy. We minding our business and we go on. For the most part, again, especially if you're assimilating into our culture and that's another topic for another day, another video. But we have lines, we have rules, we have applications. Go through that process. And if you're not doing that, if you're evading the law, if you're here illegally, you are leaving. We cannot keep going and consistently complain about our country and the corruptions within it, Epstein this, food industry this, student loans, inflation, housing crisis, groceries. We can't complain about every little thing within America and not work on fixing America. We can't do all that and all these illegals pour in. No, we need to maintain some decorum within these cities. That's all ICE is doing. That's all they're doing. You can say, oh my gosh, they're ripping apart families. It's so hard. The family assumed for that to happen when they made the decision to come here illegally. There are consequences for your actions. It sucks. It's unfortunate. It's sad seeing these families be ripped apart. Abuela just being thrown and tossed away. It's
I mean, he couldn't have said it better, ladies and gentlemen. You come here for a reason, and it's the biggest thing, because you can. Because here in America, you actually can do those things without being killed. Well, yeah, for the most part. I mean, you
just gotta follow some basic rules, you know?
yeah. I mean, she wasn't even following her own place's handbook.
Right.
So that tells you everything you need to know right there. Flat out. I mean, it's so stupid that these people want to just do that. They want to cause issues and just
They're
be like,
entitled as hell.
yeah.
You need to go to Matt Walsh's one so we can see some of these people in action.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Amir. So then we'll stop on his for now. And we'll go to Matt Walsh's. If we have time, we'll come back.
It's going to be an hour-long one, but I have it at 26-minute mark.
Okay, let's see if I can get over to it.
You could believe departed to be the dawn. You could believe departed to be the dawn. Wait, what? You could believe departed to be the. Okay.
Like,
you know, we've talked about
10-minute one or something.
the women who are very upset about ICE.
We'll go back to that one.
Okay.
Believe that it's going to make me mistrust the evidence that I have seen with my own eyes, that I have heard from the mouths of my just incredibly distressed and traumatized constituents who watched a masked federal agent execute someone in their street in the morning during the morning commute.
Now, watching interviews like this, it's impossible to ignore how female-driven a lot of this outrage is. It was a lesbian agitator who got herself killed at the behest of her lesbian friend. And now a lot of unhinged women are trying and failing to sustain a false narrative about what happened. They're not relying on facts or evidence because they know they don't have any facts or evidence. Instead, predictably, they're getting emotional. They're whining like children. And despite the shooting of Renee Good, they're continuing to tail ICE vehicles and ICE agents like it's all some big game. Here's a small sample of what we're talking about here.
They're taking these men unlawfully. They're taking these men unlawfully. They're taking these men unlawfully. They're taking these men unlawfully.
Would rather be at home smoking weed.
Yes.
But why can't you be smoking weed right now?
Because
Nazis.
Nazis.
Yes. And how long do you plan to be out here?
Oh, we're actually headed back to the car. Yeah.
I just want to ask, do you believe in illegal immigration?
Big man.
Do you think
What a
U.S.
big
taxpayers should be funding housing for illegals?
Out of here. Out of here. We hate you. Out of here. Out of here. You in the face. You're not right here like Renee.
I'm pissed that I have to back down because you have a gun and that you will kill me.
Just wanted to warn you guys now. That's fine. You can record. Just want to let you know if you continue to tell us, because we're already kind of watching you, then we're going to take you guys out of your vehicles and arrest you for impeding operations. So I'm just warning you right now. If you continue to kind of follow us around and monitor us like this, we will take you on and arrest you. Okay?
I think they noticed me following them. You know, they changed lanes, I changed lanes. And then getting onto those federal roads, like that's not where a lot of people are driving. And they were like, you've been chasing us. And I was like, okay.
Well, as long as that montage was, it's just a friend.
I mean, that person said one thing, and I just knew instantly. And it's like they say, going on the federal roads, and not many people are driving it. Yeah, because it's illegal to drive on a federal road. That's meant for federal employees and whatnot. That is it. So yeah, of course they're gonna start getting on you if you do that.
Yeah, I mean, and like that one was being pretty damn
chill.
Yeah, for the situation.
Yeah, you're saying, listen, you just can't be following us.
And I have noticed that it is mostly women, and if it is men, they're like soy boys.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And Jeffree Star, he said something. I forgot what he said. Remember, it was pretty based about like trans and everything, right?
Yeah.
And now he made a joke about ICE the other night, and people are like throwing away his makeup brand and everything, and like videotaping it for TikTok and acting like it's some big thing. Like, you already paid him for it. You know, we already had that. You already lined his pockets. What kind of statement are you making? You're just wasting your money and your good makeup. And because apparently there's like a live stream, and a Puerto Rican guy came on, and there was a red light. And he's like, "Oh, I didn't know they had red lights at the ICE detention centers." There was something else, and people. It was just like literally like a 5-second thing. They had lost their shit over that.
They lost shit over everything.
Yeah, and it's like they're totally boycotting his stuff and everything. It's like, Jesus Christ.
That's fine. I mean, he's already gotten the money.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh well.
But you can move on to the other Matt Walsh that I have, I guess, because I just wanted mostly to show you that little clip from this one. If you want to watch the 10-minute one, you can.
Well, is there anything left on this one that's good, or?
No, it's mostly just that.
Okay.
Everything else we've pretty much seen.
You could believe departed to be the dawn. You could believe departed to be the dawn. Wait, what? You could believe departed to be the. Okay, we've talked about the women who are very upset about ICE. Well, here's one a woman on TikTok who's especially upset, and she decided to do something about it. And she's not going to take this lying down. She's going to stand up and fight by in her own way by doing this. Watch.
No! No! Shame! Shame! Oh my God! What the? What the? You just? What the did you do?
Yeah. So for those listening to the audio podcast, just to describe the visual, what you missed. So this is a middle-aged white woman with face paint and some kind of symbol on her, across her mouth and chin. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Not sure what that is. Looks like a hieroglyphics of some kind. I'm not sure. And she's staring at the camera and crying while that audio plays. So that's it. That's the whole video. It's a familiar genre of liberal women crying on TikTok with various images painted on their deeply unpleasant faces. But you see these videos, you really have to think about it. Like, think about the behind the scenes. If they do a behind the scenes on the director's cut DVD of this TikTok video, what would we see? What would the behind the scenes look like? Well, we would see this woman sitting at her home, struck with a sudden moment of inspiration, where she says, I know what'll get me attention on the internet. I'll cry on camera. But then she thinks, well, if I'm going to cry on camera, well, I need something else to make sure people know that I'm super serious. I need to paint my face. I need to paint my face so I look like a cross between like a really committed Minnesota Vikings fan and an Amazonian witch doctor. That's how I'm going to paint my face, and then I'm going to cry. So she's painting her face with the intention of crying once she's done it. She's putting paint on her face, and someone asks her, what are you putting paint on your face for? Oh, I'm going to cry. Oh, because I'm planning on crying. I'm planning on crying in about 12 minutes. Yeah. Got to get everything set up. I'm going to cry with this face paint on. That's my plan. So she goes into the drawer, the crafting drawer in the house, pulls out the supplies, pulls out the finger paint. Her 3-year-old son comes in and says, Mommy, I'm hungry. Can I have lunch? And she says, no, not now. I got more important things to do. I got more important things to do than feed you. I need to get engagement on TikTok. And not because she gets paid, right? This is not a professional media figure. It's not even a job. She just does it purely for attention. I think most of these women on TikTok, they're not making any money on it. Yeah, we call everyone grifter these days, and there are plenty of grifters out there. But a lot of these people, like, they're just doing it for the love of the game. They just want attention. It's not even about the money. So she paints her face. Her son looks on confused. Her husband, her husband, she's probably divorced. She's probably divorced and constantly complains about life as a single mom. I bet if I looked up her TikTok, there'd be a million videos about it's so hard to be a single mom. And meanwhile, you're spending 89% of your waking hours in your pajamas scrolling TikTok. So anyway, she paints her face like orcs preparing for battle, and sets up the selfie light, sets up the tripod, gets everything ready to go, has the hair, whatever with the whatever she was doing with the hair, turns on the camera and just stares at it and starts crying. Which, of course, with all that set up, there's just no way that the tears could be sincere. It's pure performance. For who? For what reason? She doesn't even know, but that's how it goes. And so what I'm trying to say is that this woman and all the women like her, and there are millions, this is like you're an attention-starved sociopath, manipulative.
Okay.
I haven't seen this segment yet all the way through, so I don't know if he's going to talk about any more of the viral TikToks going around about this situation. But I know of one where the woman was shaving her head, and she too was doing that ugly, like, lip shaking cry thing, like so traumatized by the situation. Well, she's shaving her head and saying that she's doing it in solidarity for Renee Cook. Can't even get the woman's name right. The woman was named Renee Good.
Yeah.
She called her Renee Cook. So they're just jumping on this shit to grift and,
of course,
get attention. And,
Matt Walsh called it.
Yeah, it's like, so I don't know if he's got that one on here or not, but it just makes me mad. It's like, oh God, if anybody did anything like that in my fucking so-called name, I don't even know. Like, I swear to God, I'd come back from the dead and, like, slap them.
Yep.
But it's like...
Well, can you imagine what our forefathers are doing?
No.
That founded this place, and to see what it's turned into.
The people are so soft and so weak.
And
they fight for all
what the government's done to it.
Yep. And how they let that happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. It's like, you guys let it get to this point, and now you're going to sit there and make a TikTok about how horrible it is and how traumatized you are.
I mean, our forefathers wanted a whole different system. And the people let the government overrule. They let them get too big.
Right.
instead of doing exactly what our forefathers set out with it.
Yeah.
That the people are supposed to keep the government in check.
Right. And that's what, see, like, our situation, I like, that's government overreach. What we're dealing with right now is definitely government overreach, and it's happened to us multiple times. That's like a totally different situation. This sort of stuff I don't have a problem with because this shit is happening in the cities.
I know.
And those cities have let everything go to shit so fucking bad that, yeah, this was only the viable next step, you know? And it's
exactly.
Like, if you're going to live in the city, then you deal with city problems.
Yeah.
But if you have your property on your land away from everything and you're doing everything right by your gods and by the law still, then they should fuck off.
Yeah,
They have no right to do that sort of shit. They don't have any right. Just like when I agree that if ICE comes to your door and starts trying to ask questions, fuck off. You don't have to answer that. You know, if you don't have a warrant, fuck off. You know, you do not have to entertain that. But if you're out there in the streets
and you're getting in their face already, you're saying, "Oh, fuck you, ICE."
Hell, I don't even care if you're just an innocent stand bystander and you're just walking in that area. If fucking go somewhere else. You know, if you don't want to have any problems, stay the hell away from them.
Yeah.
You know, like, God damn it, stay out of the city.
Don't pee where you eat.
Exactly. It's like, just goddamn go out of the area. You know, don't mess with them. Don't give them a chance to fucking fuck with you. You know.
Do you guys tell me my cord?
I don't know.
I don't think so. It looks good.
We should almost be done here anyway.
90%. You're good.
Wait, there was one down here, back here.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know there's cardboard back here.
There's 4 of them.
You guys should like and subscribe, by the way.
Wolf Boy Productions.
Hold on, is it this channel too?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Soulless monstrosity. And I'm very happy to be on the opposite side of every issue from these people. That's the main thing. The second, we've heard from the liberal white women plenty this episode. Now for the liberal black woman perspective, poet extraordinaire Amanda Gorman has written a poem about Renee Good. And you know Amanda, we've talked about Amanda Gorman in the past. She's revered. She is revered as the most prominent, most celebrated poet in the world today. She's been all over the place. She's been at inaugurations. She's been, I saw she was on a late night. She was on the Tonight Show. They brought a poet on the Tonight Show. She's got best-selling books, everything. Easily the most successful poet currently alive today. I mean, she's probably one of the most successful poets to ever live. If you want to be really depressed, consider that by some metrics, Amanda Gorman is the most prominent and successful poet, one of the most prominent and successful poets of all time. And that's very depressing because she's also terrible. She is the worst professional poet in the history of the world. Like, this woman has never strung together 2 lines that were even vaguely poetic. So this is the most emperor has no clothes scenario you can imagine. A woman with the poetic and linguistic skills of a 3rd grader being hailed as a master of the craft purely because she's a black woman. That's the entire reason. That's it. She's a black woman, which means everything she does is automatically amazing and beautiful and impressive. That's the rule that we've learned. If you're a black woman, if someone's a black woman, everything they do is amazing. That's the rule. Whatever a black woman does is automatically amazing. I don't care what they do. Okay, if they make grilled cheese for lunch, it is the greatest grilled cheese that anyone has ever made. It's the most amazing. She should be at a Michelin restaurant. This is gourmet because it came from a black woman. And that's how we end up with Amanda Gorman. So here's her poem to Renee Good. I'll read it to you. This is the poem, okay? This is her tribute. Which it is. I mean, the fact that she wrote a tribute to a white woman is I mean, that's a first for her. So this is what she says. They say she is no more. That there her absence roars, blood blown like a rose, iced wheels flinched and froze. Now bare riot of candles, dark fury of flowers, pure howling of hymns. If for us she arose somewhere in the pitched deep of our grief, crouches our power, the howl where we begin, straining upon the edge of the crooked crater of the worst of what we've been. Change is only possible, and all the greater, when the labor and bitter anger of our neighbors is moved by the love and better angels of our nature. What they call death and void, we know is breath and voice. In the end, gorgeously endures our enormity. You could believe departed to be the dawn. You could believe departed to be the dawn. Wait, what? You could believe departed to be the... Okay. You could believe departed to be the dawn when the blank night has so long stood. But our bright fled angels will never be fully gone when they forever are so fiercely good. He said, you see, good at the end. She said good. Whoa. Because she said good, but it's like double meaning. Because the woman's name is good, but also she's saying, she's like talking about a good person. She's saying that like good, that this woman, her name is good, but she's also good. You get it? Whoa. Wow. I mean, this is why she deserves a Nobel Prize. Come on. Who could ever think of that? Now, once again, I've accidentally done Amanda a favor by performing her Drek so powerfully. My own, this is the thing. I always try to make fun of her, but my own skills as a slam poet always elevate. Like I'm trying to make fun of her, but I can't help but just be my own stirring interpretation of her work elevates it. So I don't know. You really have to focus on the words. Don't focus on, because when you listen to me perform it, and all you can think is, "Wow, this is a deeply affecting performance." You're so caught up in my performance, but you have to listen to the words, which are abysmal. And I bring your attention again to this line: "In the end, gorgeously endures our enormity." I don't. I mean, that alone should be enough to land Amanda Gorman in prison. And I'm being incredibly dead serious. Okay. I know everyone's gonna say, "Oh no, the First Amendment." Okay, you know what? There are limits. We have to. I'm as free speech as anyone, but we something must be done. We must do something about this. This is all I'm saying. Do something. Someone do something about this. She has to be banned from composing poetry ever again. There have to be limits. I don't know if President Trump can issue an executive order. I don't know. I believe in free speech, but this cannot be allowed. We cannot allow this to continue. That is my plea. That's my plea. Hey, YouTube, thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like access to my full show with no ads, you should go to dailywire.com and use promo code Walsh to get.
Can say, "Oh my gosh, they're ripping apart."
What?
Was that all the ones that I had?
I think so. How many do you have?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll go through and make sure. I thought you said that was it already.
No,
Because we watched one and you said there's no more of that.
No, I meant there was nothing else on the long video of Matt Walsh.
Okay, so I'll see. I'll see. But you want to talk about the...
Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know. Jokes aside, but there was also, just kind of as a side note, I can't remember how it ends, but there's this poem that's going around also on Facebook, and there once was a woman named Renee who wouldn't get out of the way. She failed her meds and took on the feds. And then I can't remember how it ends, but yeah, I think it's an infinitely better poem than what Matt Walsh just did.
Yeah. No, but I was talking about you.
I know, but I had to think about that before. Okay, so like I said, joking aside, there is a post that I came across today that was on Facebook, and it was really well written because it was talking about the woke mind virus. I think Elon Musk calls it that.
Yes.
And how it takes people down a dark path really fast. And
Very, yes.
it showed a picture of Renee from just like 3 years ago, I think, 2 or 3 years
Yeah.
ago. She's wearing a sundress. She's sitting on the grass.
She looks happy.
She looks happy. She looks vibrant. She looks fulfilled. She looks like she looks bright from the inside. She looks like a good person. And the picture was taken from when she was still with her husband, or I guess they said that she was with men at the time, but I think at the time she was married. And
more than likely.
She's just got her arms wrapped around the little boy, and it's just like it's a really good picture. And I heard that after the husband died, she was in a state of grief, and she met this lesbian woman.
There you go.
Who took her down that really dark path. And the person that wrote the article, they were talking about I'm not excusing her because she chose that, she let the darkness in. But it's like she really didn't. Because even 3 years isn't enough really to grieve somebody that you've really loved. So it's like you're not making sound decisions.
No. And the grieving process is different for everybody, but I mean, it can take people down really dark paths.
Right.
If they cannot handle, especially if it was like quick.
Right.
Like if he wasn't sick, he got sick and died within like.
Or just died from a certain thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Car crash, whatever. Because I still haven't found out how he died.
Yeah, no, but then, people can handle differently, and some, they just go that way.
And I do believe that it was one of the situations like, I can't see myself with another man. I can't be with another man.
Yeah.
So, of course, you're going to
you go the other way.
You're going to fall into the quote unquote softness of a fucking woman. And that person took her down this very dark path. And within 3 years, she had the eyes, those mentally ill eyes. She had the bull ring. She shaved her hair.
There you go.
She had the angled jaw. You could tell that she was just not well.
No.
Very sallow, very pale, dark circles. She just didn't
It's unfortunate.
look well.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of amazing to me because that's the only picture I've seen some when she was pregnant with the child.
Okay.
And she was looking pretty good then too, but none like that picture. That picture stood out to me. It was she was very vibrant in that picture. And then to know just 2 or 3 years later,
I know that is.
Well, I mean, she's no more now, but what she became, and how people are gonna remember
because of her girlfriend.
Yeah, and it's you can't tell me that they're not agents of the goddamn devil.
Oh, they are.
I mean, sent to prey upon people in their weakest of moments.
Exactly, and that's just what happened, I think, to Renee. And I mean, she made her own bed, she laid in it, and she got what happened to her.
Right.
I mean, it's unfortunate, wish that there could have been some interference there that maybe would have helped her, but she did it.
Yeah, but like I said, grieving is hard.
It is, for sure.
And it's you're not making, because they tell you not to even make any sound decisions for a year.
Yes, I can see
so
that.
That's
for
a
sure.
year, and it's okay. So maybe it's been 2 or 3 years, but still, it's if you're already in it within that first year, you're not in control of your life anymore.
No.
You're laying with agents of the damn devil, and
yeah, you are.
That's a shame.
I know.
But I wish that they would show that picture more often rather than the ones that they are, because she was not the same person.
No, but we live in a world where they want to show the bad and only the bad.
Right.
And that's the problem.
Right. And I do fully place blame upon this lesbian girlfriend, wife, whatever she was, because
yes,
I had never heard it before. Today was the first day that I actually heard her say, drive, baby, drive. And the way that she hit that pitch,
I know.
She ripped that door open and tried to jump in and just screamed that at her.
Yeah, so therefore,
she reacted.
What's she going to do? I mean, your reaction's going to be ugh.
Because you don't know. You're already in a high stress situation too, just like and it's you might have put yourself there, but your body doesn't know that. And so you react. And she reacted by trying to scramble out of there. I don't know. Maybe she thought that they were breaking into the car. Maybe she thought they were trying to hurt her girlfriend. I don't know. But, she reacted, and the ICE agent reacted as well.
Yeah.
And they both reacted out of instinct.
And like I said, that ICE agent should not have been on duty.
No. It's only been a month, I think,
since
that happened. It's how in the hell did you manage to recover, physically, let alone mentally?
In a month.
And he reacted. And it's
yeah.
So I tend to think that people keep bringing up the Masonic theater and how they arrange this stuff. they
Yes.
arrange these sorts of things for us to feast our eyes upon as basically like theatrics.
Okay.
They set it up.
Yeah.
They might not hire people as per se actors, but they push this person, and
Agenda.
they make
Yep.
it happen so that we can all be so divided. Like, it started with the Charlie Kirk thing on one side, and now we have the Renee Cook on the other side. And do you think there's any hope for any sort of middle ground now?
No.
That's the whole point. So it's
Yeah.
like the
Well-
left wing and the right wing are part of the same bird.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
It's all part of the same thing.
And
No
they-
matter how you want to look at it, they're gonna post these two sides
Right.
and be like, "See, we're different,"
Yeah.
but in reality, it's not. It's all the same.
And I've seen the ugliness in the comment sections from both.
Yeah.
Not as much from the right wingers on this, but there's still a few really disgusting posts going around that
Yeah.
that have cartoons or jokes, or because they did the same thing. It said spent her life leaning or going left, and now she died leaning right. Just the same thing that they said about Charlie Kirk
Yeah.
dying leaning left, and it's like, you guys, respect the dead.
Yeah.
It's not our problem anymore.
No.
It's for
No,
them to
she's-
swear with.
She's gone, and that's it. That's all you got to deal with.
And it's like, it's all like what they call it, the Masonic theater. And it's meant to pry our eyes away from the bigger picture and keep us divided.
Yeah.
And
that's just it. And until people start really looking into this and seeing the two sides are one and the same, it's all okay. Both sides are run by one individual party for money, and that's it.
Yeah.
You can say what you want, that, oh my God, no, this side doesn't want this side wants that. No, they're all run by the same bird.
Yep. And
You got two wings on one bird.
And that bird is here to feast on you.
So, I mean, unless people start waking up and seeing this and truly seeing what enemy and what's going on, then they've got everybody won.
They said that a house divided will fall, and
Yeah.
that's literally what they've done.
Yeah.
They have completely divided the parties. They've divided the people, and I don't see any way. I don't see any way of people coming together because they're so heated on both sides now.
I know.
just don't see it.
No. And they're making sure of that more and more.
There's a handful of us that kind of see it for exactly what it is.
But, there's not much that the handful of us can do.
No.
All right, let's see what we got, because you said
How long has it been?
it's just over an hour right now. So let's see. Let's go. This is the Matt Walsh that we watched.
You could believe departed to be the dawn.
Operations. So I'm just warning you right now. If you continue to kind of follow us around and monitor us like this, we will.
Happy 2026, everyone. We're starting it off on a hot note. We're in Minneapolis, Minnesota. As I'm sure you guys know what's going on, we're going to go in there and ask questions. Please say a prayer. I know it's pre-recorded, so I'm either alive or dead, but my hands are freezing to death, and it's hard to take. So anyways, we're going to go in there and ask questions. Let's get into it. So I want to start off with your message to ICE. If you had any message for them, if they were right in front of your face, what would you tell them?
I mean, probably that I'm a big Christian, and I think that Jesus is everywhere. And if you think that you're going to go to heaven after this, I would say think again. These are innocent people. You are ripping apart homes. You're not doing.
No.
I just had to stop it because this is what gets me. Everybody. Sorry. Come on.
Zuko.
Everybody tries to use the whole Jesus thing in this whole thing. And they're like, do you think Jesus was an immigrant? Or, like the way they say, Jesus was an immigrant. What, you think he wouldn't be welcomed?
Well, the thing is I always find that super ironic that they were like, yeah, if Jesus was born today, they would have been there to deport the parents. And it's like, do you forget that they were literally going to census to be recorded in the books because that's what the Roman government had decided of them?
I know.
That's why they were going. That's the only reason Jesus was born where he was born, was because they were complying with the fucking law.
Yeah.
About
exactly.
immigration. And they too fled to a neutral state afterwards.
Yep.
Not because of the Romans, but because of King Herod. But
I know.
So they were complying with the law.
Yeah, they were.
And it's like,
it's something else.
That just always cracks me up because
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I don't know.
I agree. I mean,
For the people, you are like segregating the people. So yeah.
Sorry, I got tangled up in it. And then, do you believe that ICE makes the streets safer?
I mean, somebody just got shot down the road a mile away about 2 days ago. So absolutely not.
And then, last question for you: do you think that protests like this are going to bring enough action to drive ICE out of Minnesota?
Well, they can't be in our streets right now because we're in our streets. So, I mean, we got to keep showing up. We got to have more people. I believe in Minnesota, and we're going to be here for each other.
So I want to start off with talking about ICE. If you had a message for them, let's just say they're right in front of you. If you could tell them anything you wanted, what would you say to ICE?
Well, we all come from immigrant families, so unless we're Native Americans, we've all come one way or another to the country, not legal. So that's what I would say. Like, think about the families that you're separating. Think about all the damage you're doing to these families and their loved ones.
And then a lot of people are holding signs that are comparing ICE agents to Nazis. Would you make that similarity?
I feel like we haven't gotten to that point yet, but this is like the beginning of the
You're good. It's my fault.
of the bubble. So we haven't gotten there yet. But what they're doing, the separation, is it's definitely something that's eerily similar.
Okay, so we're out here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. What inspired you all to be out here in the freezing cold?
To support the immigrant community.
And what inspired you to be out here in the freezing cold?
I think ICE sucks. I want them gone.
And do you think that enough protests and enough people speaking up can get ICE off of the streets?
I hope so. That's the point. We can try.
What would be your message to ICE? If you could look them in the eyes and tell them whatever you wanted, what would you say?
Treat people humanely. Like, there is due process, and follow that. Get out. We hate you.
Is hate a strong word, or do you genuinely mean hate?
I hate people who don't treat other humans like humans.
Thank you guys so much. If you had a message for them, if you could tell ICE anything you wanted, what would you say to them?
I don't even know where to start. I guess, take a look at yourself and take a look at history, and think a little bit about what your place in it is. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I have a lot on my mind right now.
You're good, no worries. You want me to go to the next question?
Sure.
Okay. A lot of people have signs that are comparing ICE to Nazis. Would you make that same similarity?
Yeah.
Yeah. And in what ways would you compare them? Where do you think they are similar?
They're taking people from their homes. They're taking our neighbors. They're taking our friends, and there's no transparency, and they're just doing whatever they want.
Okay. I want to start by talking about ICE. If ICE was in front of you right now and you guys could tell them anything you wanted, what would you say?
Get the out of our country. We don't need them here at all. That's what I would say. Yeah, leave, go home. I would say they need therapy. It's very miserable to have so much hate for a group of people that they injure people that are innocent. I just get therapy. You don't. Yeah.
And then a lot of people are comparing ICE. They have signs comparing ICE to Nazis. Do you see a comparison?
Of course, obviously, because how are you ICE and you're over here killing innocents for no reason? That doesn't make any sense to me.
And then in what ways would you compare ICE to Nazis?
They're just going from door to door, knocking on doors, asking for people, not taking different forms of identification. It's just the force that they're using with people. They're treating people like they aren't humans. We're all humans. We all bleed the same. Nobody is better than the other. So it's just a lot of history repeating itself. It's horrible, actually.
Yeah, I agree. I would just say, it's just they're treating us like we're animals, and I feel like everybody's equal, like you were saying. I feel like it shouldn't be no thing of where you're from, how you look. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your race is, your color. We are all the same. We should all be treated the same, loved the same. It shouldn't be any of this. So,
okay, guys, it is a new day. Yesterday was a little bit boring compared to Friday. On Friday, there was a bunch of riots. The riot police had to get called in, and they were calling an unlawful assembly. They said you had to be gone in the next like 30 minutes. They refused to leave. They were driving down on the top of cars. They were hanging out of windows. They were walking in between public streets. It was so out of hand, it wasn't even funny. So yesterday, it didn't quite compare. It was a lot more peaceful. So kudos to them. But you could tell it was a completely different demographic of people, if you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so today we are back on the streets, and we're going to be talking to pedestrians, seeing what they think. Now, keep in mind, we're in downtown Minneapolis, so I don't think that there's going to be a lot of people that are based. A lot of these people are just going to agree and say this is great what they're doing, even though the riot police had to get called in, and Trump called in more and more agents to control the situation. All right, I'm done rambling. Let's get into it. Okay, so over the weekend, there were a bunch of protests. What were your opinions on the protests over the weekend?
Well, honestly, to me, I understand what they're protesting for, but blocking off the streets and like that, they didn't do that for George Floyd, when George Floyd got killed by the cop. And yeah, I saw the video, you know what I'm saying? So to me, it was wrong. He shot her wrongfully. And in the video, it sounds like he's getting it, like where his hand is going to get hit, but that's the first gunshot going off. Mm-hmm. And people don't realize that's the first gunshot that goes right into the car, in the front of the car, you know?
Yeah.
I couldn't get home. Like, it took me a whole hour to get home on the bus. Then yesterday, I had to walk, a mile and a half to get to a bus stop.
Right.
Because they shut off all the buses down in Chicago, like in Portland and all that. So, yeah.
And on Friday night, it appeared to get a lot more violent than it did yesterday. They brought in the riot police. Do you think that protests of that nature, where you have to bring in the riot police to control the situation, is a good thing?
I think it escalates it more. It makes it worse, honestly.
What escalates it more, the riot police or?
Because then it's like you're intimidating the people, and then they're going to get more out of pocket, and, you know what I'm saying, to stand up for what they're standing for, you know? Mm-hmm. And then it's like yesterday, I saw a video where a guy came in, burned American flag, and it took off. And people started following him, like, why you come in and burn the flag and just leave it, you know? Right. Like, is he part of them or part of the protesters, you know?
And then last question for you. If you had a message for the ICE agents, what would you say to them?
Get the hell off of out of our state. Ain't nobody illegal on stolen land.
Okay, so over the weekend, there were protests over Renee Good. Were you a part of those protests?
Yes, I was a part of the protests.
And how do you think it went? Did you see at any point it getting violent or out of hand?
I think for the most part, it was peaceful protests, you know, but I think a lot of people are outraged because this woman get killed senselessly. You know, she just was trying to get away from, you know, the chaos that was going on, and they shoot.
I don't know what was exchanged.
No, we don't. And it's like, you know, these people keep saying for no reason, senselessly. And it's like, by no means was it senseless, because she wasn't even.
It was senseless. It was senseless on her part.
Yeah, but she wasn't even following her own handbook.
No.
Matt Walsh went over that, and he read everything. She was it was Amir. Sorry,
yeah, right.
Amir went over that, and she did everything against the handbook.
Like I said, that she was blocking traffic.
Yes.
For 4 minutes.
Yeah.
We do not know what transpired in that 4 minutes leading up to that. We saw like a 30-second clip of the end of that whole situation. But there's like CCTV stuff from people's houses where you can see that she was sitting there for 4 minutes. They were both out of the car at one point. She was sitting. She was sideways in the street. So she was blocking both lanes of traffic with a big ass SUV.
Exactly.
You know, and we don't know what kind of heckling and stuff. Somebody said that she was like dancing around and doing stuff, also like mocking people. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, we don't know.
But I do know that there's like 3.5 minutes of footage that we haven't seen.
Exactly.
Up to that,
yeah.
You know.
And I mean, she didn't need to be there to begin with.
If she supposedly just dropped her child off at school, this was an hour and a half, almost hour and 40 minutes later. What were you doing in that hour and 40 minutes?
Exactly.
I heard that she was hours away from home, but obviously not. I think that she actually lived in the area, but I don't think she lived on that street or anything. So
yeah, no, I don't think so either.
They interjected themselves into this situation.
Yes.
And trying to find out. I mean,
and like we said, these are not just your typical cops.
No.
We're gonna shoot now and ask questions later, and that's what they're trained to do.
Yeah, and get away with it because they've got not diplomatic immunity, but what is it?
I know what you mean. Qualified immunity. Yeah.
Immunity. Yeah.
Exactly.
So why do you want to mess with that?
Yeah, you don't. You're not gonna win it.
No.
There in the head,
Right.
She didn't have to die,
Right. And then what is your message to ICE? ICE is still in the streets of Minneapolis. If you could tell them anything you wanted, what would you say?
I think that the mayor said the best sentiment when he said get the f- out.
All
So
right.
that's what I would say. These are people that we are dealing with. America is a place for immigrants. It's the melting pot. I think whether Mexican, Hispanic, any type of Hispanic, or you come from an African nation, Africans were stolen and put in here as slaves at one point, and they built America. So you have to think about all that, and to try to kick Somalis out or Mexicans, part of Mexico was America at one point. So all these people you're kicking out have some claim to America,
And the last thing I would like to ask you about is on Friday night. Friday night, it looked to get a little bit out of hand. Do you think that it got out of hand on Friday?
I think it did, but that was on their part because they, want to intensify things and they want to cause like this chaos because I think that, that fits Trump's whole agenda. If he can get like some type of civil unrest, civil war going on here, that's what he wants, So I don't think he really cares about Democratic states, much less. So he's causing all this chaos in the Democratic states to point the finger at the Democratic governments,
Okay. So when fighting for values you believe in, protesting, do you think chaos is a good thing?
I don't think that chaos is a good thing, but I think that sometimes, you have to have that powder keg effect sometimes to bring about change. And, but I think peaceful protest is the best action. But sometimes, through chaos, change is implemented, So because we see through wars, sometimes, change is implemented through wars,
Over the weekend, there was a bunch of protests here in Minneapolis protesting the killing of Renee Good. What were your thoughts on the protests? At any time, did it seem to get violent or out of hand?
It doesn't seem that it got too violent. I just seen a news article, from InfoWars bragging about how federal agents were essentially messing with Minnesota citizens. So I don't know why they would brag about something like that. But no, it didn't seem to get out of hand. And I thought it was just because I shouldn't be here anyway. Obviously, Trump's upset with our governor tried to take his job and that stuff like that. Because, for instance, he blames Somali fraud, but the military industrial complex has way more fraud. And this is coming from a man who just killed several people in Venezuela and kidnapped their president. Now is bragging about selling their oil. So it's a complete joke. And yet the protests are just, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't care if they were violent. I mean, I do, because obviously the federal thugs will kill several people because they're not fair at all. But hopefully with the killing of Renee Good, this will spark a lot of outrage, and hopefully Orange Man gets out of office before 3 years. So anything else?
Yeah. On Friday night, the riot police had to get called in to control the situation, said that you had to leave. It was an unlawful assembly or you would be arrested. Do you think at any point the protest got out of hand? It was too chaotic?
I'm not sure. I mean, it certainly wasn't as bad as George Floyd. I remember those. In fact, I don't know if you noticed, but she got killed about 5 blocks from where George Floyd died. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if you're aware of that.
I did not.
It's literally 5 blocks away, 6 at max. I looked at it on the map. But no, it certainly wasn't like George Floyd or anything like that. Not even close. So I didn't research too much on this, but yeah, it wasn't even close to what happened in 2020.
Okay. And then I would like to ask you, because you did say you wouldn't care if it did get violent.
I would.
Could you expand?
I would, because of the fact that obviously they would come through and kill several people. I mean, they've proven that. I mean, if they're going around killing Renee Good and then making up lies like she got ran over and stuff. They're capable. I don't think it's most of them, but there's more than enough of them who are it can only just be 5% of them. So that's all it needs. And therefore that would be the problem with it getting violent. Trump knows this has nothing to do with immigration and none of that stuff. You know, he just lies about everything. He like I said, he just pardoned a big drug dealer at the same time he's arresting Maduro. So I mean, it's obviously lies at this point in time, and even many people on the right aren't buying it. But yeah, in pertaining to the protests getting violent, I don't want it to happen because of that, because I know that there'll be more than enough agents who will slaughter people, and they'll probably get maliciously prosecuted. So
Thank you guys so much for watching this YouTube video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. New year 2026. It's going to be an amazing year. Lots of new content. Locals is going to make a return. So let's build that up. I would love to start a community. So if you guys want me on Discord, if you guys want me on Telegram, if you guys want me on Slack, let me know what
shit. I'm so far behind now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Bo. Bo's awesome. You know, go over, check his channel out. He does a lot of good work, and I gotta say, this was a really chill one for him.
He's just trying to.
Especially after Charlie, he got really hyped up about some stuff, and
He didn't really do much
for a little while, but he came back and he had some stuff that.
I think it was mostly Liberty that was.
Yeah, Liberty got really hyped up.
Yeah, she was really agitated for a while.
But
it's dangerous and scary. You know?
Yeah,
it's like
it is.
Field, you know?
But you know, Bo knew him too.
Yeah. They were still part of the same.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. So that's what we got for today. I mean, this one, you know, we really have been wanting to cover it for about a week now, and we just finally said we have to do it.
Yeah. And just, you know, use your own discernment. Use your eyes, your ears. Don't reject what you're seeing and hearing.
Yeah.
Firsthand. You know,
Exactly.
check all your sources and just understand that this would not have happened if she
wouldn't have done what she did.
Right. It's like wrong place, wrong time. Doesn't even cover it. There was no reason to be there.
No, there wasn't.
So, you know, just remember, if you're in Caesar's world, follow Caesar's rules.
Yes.
If they're coming onto your land and trying to infringe on your rights, then hell yes, fight with everything that you've got.
Yes.
But otherwise, follow the damn rules. Follow the laws, you know.
That's exactly
and
what.
know you're never going to win.
And that's exactly what our forefathers would say.
Exactly. It's like out here, it's like that's set of rules, you know.
Yes.
Back on your own land, that's another set of rules. Like,
Exactly.
There's a boundary there. There's supposed to be a boundary.
There is, yeah. And that's what has been given up now.
Right. And it's like they think that they're so entitled out in public, and the cops and the law enforcement think that they're so entitled to come onto your property.
I know.
And infringe on your privacy and your way of life. And it's like that was granted to us.
It was,
you know,
yeah.
So there's a boundary there, and it's like people need to start taking that back.
Oh, they do, yeah.
But it's going to be really hard when you got people who think they can get away with what they want to get away with out in
I know.
public.
You know, you've got this whole situation. I mean, it's
brutal.
It is.
And prayers go out to that little boy because, and I know she had 2 other children too. So
Yeah, so to all the children that lost their mother in this situation, to all the situations that happen like this, it's like I really wish that people would really start opening their eyes to consequences of what they do.
Yeah, and know that nothing else is more important than your family.
No.
Nothing. Like there's just
Going to a protest and being like, yeah, I'm going to help these
That's
people.
nothing.
No.
That is nothing. Like,
because, okay, so you go and you get killed, then where's your family? Where's your kids?
Right. Your first and foremost duty is to
Yes.
your family, to your offspring.
Exactly.
Alrighty.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully we'll be back to doing quite a few more. And, you know, when that New Year's, we said goodbye to Woke Wednesday. So we'll see what we're going to do next and move on with it. I mean, we've got Wake Up and Walk On that we're doing. So, namaste, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great night. Hopefully see you soon.